Yep. Friday night. Yep. Bringing you another one. We got to talk about this. Boss Cowboys slept on it. The receiver need for the Dallas Cowboys. Yep. About that time. And it's looking like the Dallas Cowboys gonna likely go receiver. But I'm gonna give you my take on what they gonna likely do, what I think they should do. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now which receivers really stand out. My ranks, why. Now, I'm also talking about what I would want them to do, a strategy that I can see happening depending on what happens on the board. So, am I down for a weapon? I gotta be.
Yes, Lord!
I gotta be. I got some new information, obviously, from these debates. I've been having some good debates with the homies. And I've always said, when you start the draft process, you should be wet concrete. Meaning, able to change as information changes. So I'm not gonna be set. I'm not gonna be sitting here flat-footed all the time. You gonna see change. You should. Because guess what? Even at the owners meeting, the Cowboys were saying they didn't put their board together yet. And it's like that every year. But it's time to put it together now. So y'all sit back. Boss Cowboys go break this down. Because we got a lot of people to talk about. Yep. Let's go. I'll be right back. Let's go. Let's go. Bringing y'all Friday show. Something I hardly ever do. I hardly ever go. Yeah, I hardly ever go on Friday. But I'm going to do it today. Sometimes you got to talk about it when it's on your heart. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to talk about it while it's on your heart. Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord!
All right. Let's go. All right. Welcome to BossCowboySports. And so, receiver obviously been a major debate, right? Well, some people had their mind made up. Yeah, some people had their mind made up. Angie said, "Boss, I love how honest you are with your takes. It's the only way to be. It's the only way to be." I'm gonna do a show tomorrow about a lot of dishonesty too. It's going to be tomorrow or Sunday. It's a lot of dishonesty going around. It's a lot. I mean, a lot, right? I call it, I thought about it today. I had a perfect way to explain it. Positive Pampers. So I'm going to talk about them positive Pampers. Yatching it up, man. My boy Lou say, see, Lou, you feel me? Lou cultured. He's very cultured. All right. Well, let's get into it. All right. So, and this going to be quick. I ain't going to be here all day. So we got some receivers And they already showed their hand, the Cowboys. And they pretty much showed their hand, especially from the 30 visit. That's where they gave it away, right? And from the 30 visit, you can see that they are specifically targeting first round receivers. It's giving you an indication that likely they go that way. Now, a lot of teams are being forced to do that. And I understand. It makes sense, right? Because receiver has ballooned aggressively. It has greatly ballooned in free agency. And so business owners, sadly, they not gonna always think football. They go think sometimes budgets. You know what I'm saying? And so when they think in budgets, they gonna always start trying to find a way to kind of get ease from that relief that's going on in free agency. And one of the best ways to get relief is to get a receiver in the first round and tie him up for 5 years. That way you can get cap relief, right? All you got to do is look around the league and look at the cost of these receivers is crazy. But then it also comes down to, hold on, where my boy? Hold on, man. Hold on real quick. I got to pull him up a different way. Y'all give me 1 second, man. My boy Mika didn't pull up. I know why. Give me a second. I got to pull up my boy real quick. Y'all give me a second. I got to make sure I got him in the presentation. Y'all give me a second. I see what I did. Y'all give me a second. Because I got to make sure I got my boy Mika Abuka in this presentation. Y'all give me a second. Y'all sit back, man. Just chill out, man. We vibing. Y'all see I got a vibe tonight. You got to keep a good vibe, a chill vibe. You feel me? Give me 1 second, man. All right. Bam! I got to get my boy. I got to get my boy in here. Y'all give me 1 second, man. Because see, I got to talk about all these receivers. I'm gonna talk about every one of them, and I'm gonna talk about which one makes the most sense and what to do. Alright, I gotta do one more thing. Hey, you gotta fly these planes, man. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Alright, y'all give me 1 second. I gotta get my boy in here. I thought I had him in here, but now I do. Here we go. Okay. Listen, man, it's real when you gotta fly these planes. There we go. There we go. We got him in here. All right. So we gonna talk about each one of these dudes, right? Because likely one of these dudes is gonna be a Dallas Cowboy. All right, and we're going to talk about, in my opinion, the best way to go about it, too. All right, here we go. Now I need to just pull up y'all comments where I can see y'all comments, and we're going to get into it. All right. So, which one is Boss favorite? Which one is Boss favorite? Well, I would say the best one to me is Matt. But this is the problem. Matt is the best one between the 20s. And so, being honest, the Dallas Cowboys been having this type for too long. I call them Smurfs, where Dak have to throw into these itty bitty windows. So he would explode. He would do great between the 20s, as usual. And we usually have success between the 20s. So even though, in my opinion, he the overall best fit for Dak, to me, he not what we need. And I'm going to say him over Ted? No. I feel like he better overall than Ted. But Ted is what Dak needs. And see, this is why I say that. I'm going to show y'all something from something I've been talking about for a long time. Okay. So, this is my history. Let me try to blow this up where y'all can see it. So that's me in the OC. This is from June 18, 2021. And we've been talking about literally Dak-friendly receivers. Because I talked about it in one of these articles. You can see it coming up. All right. So let me make it big. Hold on real quick. And I wrote the article about Dak-friendly receivers. Let me see. Let me pause it. March 26, 2019. That's how long I've been talking about Dak needing a supersized weapon. Hold on, make it big. Hold on real quick. I'm trying to make it big for y'all. Hold on real quick, man. What's going on with my stuff? There it is. There it is. So let me see what I said. This is what I said in March 26, 2019. This is what I still write. You know, some people don't know I started off as a writer. So I said, key statement. So this is from my website. I said, Dak is not a gambler. So he make the throws when a receiver wins the matchup. His primary mentality is, I will only force balls when I have to. What is so crucial about that statement? The statement is important because understanding Dak helps to understand what he needs as a weapon. Now, keep in mind, this is March 26, 2019. Dak likes to make throws to receivers that win their matchup battles. This is 6 years ago, y'all. Dak need receivers that specialize in separation. Hence the term Dak friendly receivers. And so you see, I have Amari on there, but I also have one of those big old weapons. And I was saying, you can see by the cups that Dak needs a super size weapon. So you can see this is something. If he falls, you got to get him. Now, do I still got book over him?
Yes, Lord.
But will they do it? Probably not. Especially when you see what they did with their 30 visits. So this is why that's important. You got Matthew Golden, who best between the 20s. But Dak has always been good between the 20s. We need somebody that's a Dak friendly supersized weapon. For what? Why? Points. See, one of the most important things I've ever heard when I start writing books and stuff like that, and I never forgot it, is that your receiver core supposed to mirror a basketball team. So your point guards are usually your more shifty, more athletic people on the court, right? Your number one and number two. But then your center and your power forward go be your bigger guys. Why? Usually they go be the rim protectors. So you want different weapons for different reasons. I'm being honest. I don't want or think we need another CeeDee Lamb. We got one. We got one that's already good between the 20s. I don't need two. Just being honest. So even though he better, if I'm looking at what Dak need and been needing for a while, I would have to say it's Ted. So Ted is to me the person that you would put for. It's what you would just sit and chill at 12. So if he came available and we got him, would I be happy?
Yes, Lord.
See, you saying that I've been talking about this literally for 6 years. 6 years. So you don't think I'm going to be extremely happy? This was my first article about it. And I said, does the concept of Dak friendly weapon need to be super sized? And I was making the case on us needing a guy and a bigger weapon to get points. So Angie said, so no Luther Burton. Yeah, I got Luther Burton. But then I'm going to talk about the strategy of what to do. So, because we got to consider what if, right, Ted is picked. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think he going to get past the Saints. I'm going to be honest. I think he's the ultimate toy for Kellen Moore. I'm serious. Like, if you really watch this game, you know a majority of his success came from him finding those soft spots in the zone. So it shows that he's cerebral. Because a lot of people got too caught up when he was saying, I don't even watch a lot of film, right? And a lot of people, they kind of took that to mean he don't love football. But then you got to also think about it. You can't watch him play and not see the cerebral side. You can see the intelligence because he's always in the right spots. That means he's always reading the defense correctly. So sometimes you don't have to watch a lot of film if you get it the first time. If you're the type of person that can sit in the coaching meeting with your coach and he explaining the concept and you sitting there looking at it and you say, I get it. Yeah. I know how to read cover two. The corner sitting, the safeties are on the halves. I know exactly where to sit. Okay. When it's cover three, they making inside zone turns. That's easy to see. I know exactly where to be. And he just looking at it. So as they go on through the film, if you sitting there understanding it, why you gotta watch more film? See, I was the type of person, I would understand it the first time. I'm serious. When I would be sitting in the meeting rooms with my coaches, I didn't have to take film home. I'm be honest. Because I would understand the concepts as they was explaining. As they were saying, this is how we go attack this team. This is how we go attack this team. Why would I have to watch a lot of film if I already understood it? So sometimes you can take a clip in a video and you can run with it and misread a person's character because you don't understand. Really, some people don't have to watch a lot of film when they smart. Because I explained that before. I explained it when I was talking about Jabari's wife or the OC's wife. She's extremely intelligent. I told y'all about I was trying to get into the entrepreneurship program at the University of Houston, right? And so I was trying to stand out and all that kind of stuff. So I was studying real hard, because obviously the better grades you made in the intro class, the better your chances of getting into the program. So the OC's wife was just taking the class as an elective. Now I'm over here trying to get in the program, working hard, studying all night, working hard, trying to get in. She just taking it as an elective, but she was just super smart. So she used to walk out of the test like an hour early, and I would stay the whole class trying to make sure I got everything right. And she would just finish the test, walk out. And she got 110, and I would get like 103. But she always got a better score. And she wasn't even trying to get in. She was just smarter than me. So I want to explain Ted. And that's why I don't think he go get past the Saints. I'm being honest. Because if you understand Kellen Moore's systems, and you understand that he run that digit system, he runs those option routes, which is predicated on being able to read a defense on the quarterback level. That's Ted's game. So we got to imagine what's going to happen. A lot of people are mocking Ted to us. I don't think he going to make it to us. I don't. But if he does, get him. Because I've been wanting to get him for a while. I've been looking for this supersized DAC-friendly weapon since 2019 March. Yeah. And Sadiq Charles said, "Boss, I'm pretty sure Ted is watching film. He made a statement as a freshman. He sure realized he has to watch film on the NFL level." Yeah, I mean, if he's smart, he might not. Just being honest, you know, he might not. If you get it the first time, you ain't got to watch a lot of film. I'm just being honest. The only time you might have to watch a lot of film if you're trying to watch the opponent specifically that you're getting ready to go against, and you're trying to figure out that opponent's tendencies. But a lot of people, they get self-righteous and think you got to sleep with the film and you got to wake up with the film and all that kind of stuff. And then my boss said, Todd Church said, "But Luther is physical, boss." So I agree. Because see, when you talk about Luther, I got categories for all these guys. So Luther, he just the best dog out of all of them. He's the emotional leader. He's the guy that could handle the lights of Dallas. He's gangster. He's the guy, me and Tuck talked about it. He would have the perfect mentality. He would be, and then my boy Michael Green say, "Is Keenan Allen considered a supersized weapon?" Yes. Because in this article that I wrote, because I even in this article broke down what a supersized DAC-friendly weapon is, and you had to be 6'2" and up. So Keenan is 6'2". So anybody 6'2" and up that has route running ability is considered a supersized DAC-friendly weapon. Keenan Allen is actually your most DAC-friendly. He's actually your most DAC-friendly. Yep. He's actually your most because he actually averages 3 yards of separation. He actually averaged more separation than Amari Cooper. A lot of people don't know that. You know, I've heard people call him washed. Keenan Allen is not washed. And I'm certain people that would say he washed didn't watch the film. They didn't. They just made it up. Or they was watching the television copy where you can't even see downfield action. Because I had, like, Foots was saying he watched. He said, "I watched the game." It's like, if you watching the game on television, you can't see downfield action. You can't. You have to watch the 22 to see the downfield action. You might see an occasional play downfield, but you can't tell me I watch Chicago games and then you know a receiver. No, you don't. No, you got to watch the 22. And so I took y'all through the 22. Man, hold on. Y'all give me hold on real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm missing something in my presentation. Y'all give me something. Oh man, please don't. Did you delete it, boss? Oh, I think I deleted it. Damn. Oh man. Damn. I had some stuff I was gonna show y'all. I gotta pull it back up. So y'all give me 1 second. Y'all give me 1 second, man. Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta pull all this stuff back up again. My fault, y'all. I accidentally deleted it. All right, I found one. Now I gotta pull up the other thing. Messed up my presentation. Cause my boy Henny sent me some drop rates. And I'm gonna talk about them drop rates, so. Henny been doing some good work, y'all. Y'all clap it up for the homie. Give me 1 second. Give me a second. It's usually bad to have these awkward silences, but hey, I messed up, man. All right, I got it back now. I had to basically rebuild everything that I was gonna show y'all. So that's what I'm doing. Sorry. See, this is the stuff I have to do before the show. All right, here we go. All right. Okay. All right, going back to what I was saying. See, Keenan Allen averages 3 yards of separation. Anybody that's over 2.6 is balling. Okay. So old man Keenan, my boy JP in the house, man. I play ball with the homie. OG, what's up, boy? It's my brother. What's going on? He averaged 3 yards a separate. Man, Jerry Jones ain't gonna get Tyreek, bro. Let me just tell you that right now. Jerry Jones is looking to draft one of these boys. He don't want to pay a free agent price. He want to try to get one of these young bulls and put them on a 5-year contract. That's what he looking to do, JP. And see, JP, this is why Jerry make me sick sometimes. Because we be acting cheap. And we over here acting like we can't afford Keenan Allen. And if you look around the league, you talking about a lot of teams that don't even have just one. You got a lot of receivers that got 2 top receivers. Paid. And we over here shaking over Keenan. We over here scared to get Amari. So, but let me get back to what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what I do. And I'm gonna just go through this quick. All right. I don't think Ted will be there. And if Ted is not there, to me, the strategy is to move down. Yeah. The strategy is to move down. Why, boss? You want to know? Because to be honest, these receivers are actually not top receivers. This class is not a strong class. It's not. I've been saying even Ted in a normal quality class will likely be a bottom of the first. I've been saying that. So think about it. If your top receiver is a bottom of the first, why should you get it at 12 unless it's something that you absolutely don't have and it's completely rare? Boss, you making it up. No. Every one of those guys are super special, boss. You don't know what you're talking about. Boss, you making it up.
To me, the position I keep coming back to is wide receiver. This is a different wide receiver group than last year. There's no Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr. Receiver group than last year. There's no Malik Neighbors. Keep coming back to is wide receiver. This is a different wide receiver group than last year. There's no Malik Neighbors. To me, the position I keep coming back to is wide receiver. This is a different wide receiver group than last year. There's no Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr. If Brian Thomas, who went in the 20s last year, Brian Thomas, who went in the 20s last year, if he were in this draft class, he would be the first receiver drafted. So 20s last year, if he were in this draft class, he would be the first receiver drafted. Who went in the 20s last year, if he were in this draft class, he would be the first receiver drafted. So it's not necessarily a super strong receiver group drafted. So it's not necessarily a super strong receiver group drafted. So it's not necessarily a super strong receiver group drafted. So it's not necessarily a super strong receiver group drafted. So it's not necessarily a super strong receiver group drafted. So it's not necessarily a super strong receiver group drafted. So it's not necessarily a super strong receiver drafted. So it's not necessarily a super strong receiver group, but there's still talent.
So when you heard me saying get Booker, that's why. Because I never saw the receiver class like a lot of people see the receiver class. A lot of people see the receiver class in thirst. They see the receiver class in need. I see the receiver class based on the talent. And I say, okay, this person's talent is way up here because this particular class is not strong. That's why I ain't never been tripping on getting a receiver at 12. Never. The only one that I'm like, you gotta get would be him. Why? Because he's rare. That's why. He's rare. Now, do I like the receivers? Will I be happy with all the receivers?
Yes, Lord.
Yes, I would. But I also know, and I want you to know, if you get Matthew Golden at 12, you really got like a pick 25 or pick 32 or second round receiver. That's what you really got. I want you to know that. Oh, don't listen to me. I've been telling you. A lot of people don't listen, but y'all trust Dane. Y'all trust Dane.
Draft class, he would be the first receiver drafted. So it's not necessarily a super strong receiver group, but there's still talent. There's still good players.
So I'm trying to explain to y'all my logic of why I was like, let's build a front and let's rent the receiver. I want you to listen to your head coach. Listen, your head coach is going to talk about the identity of his offense. I ain't gonna put no words in his mouth either. I ain't gonna put no words in his mouth. I want you to listen to your head coach.
What do you want your offensive identity to be?
Physical. Again,
Let's listen to what they asked him. Hold on, listen to the question.
What do you want your offensive identity to be?
He said, what do you want your offensive identity to be? Appreciate the super chat, big dog. Hold on, we got a super chat. He said, Killmonger boss. I appreciate it, bro. Hey, Killmonger is me too, bro. I swear to God. I am so Killmonger, bro. I'm Killmonger all day. Appreciate the super chat, brother. But he said, this is a direct question. This is the question. Now, a lot of people have been jumping on. He said he wanted to build from the inside. The outside in. Listen.
What do you want your offensive identity to be?
physical.
What do you want your offensive identity to be? His first, what was his answer? What's the first thing that you heard? What did he say? What do you want your identity to be? What did he say? What was the first word came out his mouth?
What do you want your offensive identity to be?
Physical.
Physical. Boss, you making it up. You putting words in his mouth. Okay, let's just let it play.
Again, I talked a little bit in the opening press conference about, the marriage between the run game and the action passes, but,
do you get run game from these guys? Are these guys involved in the run game? I'm asking a common damn sense question.
as a football team, as an offense, we want to be physical. My MO has always been to run the football. I really believe that the game, my MO has always been to run the football. I really want to be physical. My MO has always been to run the football.
Do you run the football with these dudes? I'm asking a common sense question. I'm asking a common sense question. Do you run the ball with receivers?
My MO has always been to run the football. I really believe that the game, like I said, is up front. Game, like I said, is up front. Run the football. I really believe that the game, like I said, is up front. I really believe that the game, like I said, is up front. Run the football. I really believe that the game, like I said, is up front. Led the league twice, the coordinator. Proud of that. I think getting a guy like Clayton Adams, really helps us as the coordinator. His knowledge, I've been tracking him for a couple years now.
So remember, the question started with, what do you want your identity to be? First answer was physical. Then he started talking about up front. Then he started talking about Clayton Adams. I think we know what's on his mind.
Incredible mind when it comes to not just the run game, but just how to attack defenses and how to get favorable leverage and things like that. But physical is the first thing that kind of jumps out at me. Leverage and things like that. But physical is the first thing that kind of jumps out at me.
Who's the most physical person in the draft? Who is the most physical person in the draft? Now, do I think they go do it? No, I don't. I think the 30 visit gave it away. The 30 visit said they not gonna do it. But you can clearly see what your your head coach wants his identity to be. See, so let me go back to receiver, and I'm gonna say this: the best Brian fit receiver Why? He's the most physical. If you want your first rounder to represent what you want your philosophy to be, and if you have to get a receiver because you don't want to pay a free agent, the actual best fit to your head coach is Ibuka. None of these receivers are as physical as him. It's two people that greatly fit what your head coach said he wants the identity of his offense to be. Two. Ibuka and Booker. Those two. So, what would I want the Dallas Cowboys to do? I would want them to go get the most physical person in the draft. And I would want them to rent the receiver. I would want them to rent the receiver. I would want him to go get a 1-year rental and go after the guy that truly fits what you said you want your identity to be. And this is what pisses me off about front office. Because see, to me, they not taking care of Brian Schottenheimer. To me. If you taking care of Brian Schottenheimer and you know this man said, I want my identity to be physical, you get the most physical guy. And you rent the weapon. The worst thing right now that I hate that the Dallas Cowboys are doing, I did a show and I talked about that it's humble week. So in week 3, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, all these people prices are steadily going down. Steadily going down. And you got other teams that's paying top market prices for their quarterback. I'm saying rent the receiver. See, and this is the thing I hate. The only reason it's a war and a civil war is because front office has not yet kept their promise. What did they promise? They promised that they was going to go ahead and take care of the needs so that they can go into the draft and draft pure BPA. That's what they promised. They said they was going to take care of the needs so that they can see, why is everybody fighting me, Lou, the OC, Vach, and the other people that believe in having a physical front, which also is what your head coach believe. Why they fighting us? You know why? Because we have a glaring need. But if they got the need out the way, it would be world peace. And all of a sudden, common sense would just shower Cowboy Nation. And all of a sudden, they would, I guarantee you, they would finally hear their head coach. But see, a lot of people can't hear their head coach because they're blinded by the glaring need of receiver 2 and cornerback. So I really wish they would take care of Brian by getting one of these humbled receivers out the way. At this point, they price can't be high because they don't waited so long in free agency. The longer you wait, the closer you get to maybe not even being in the league. My boy Victor Lee say, this is a good comment. I love this comment. My boy Victor say, Amari Cooper makes sense, but the Jones family is too emotional about that breakup. Oh, yeah. My boy Day Walker say, hey, listen, if y'all ain't checked that show out that me and Henny did, that was a fire show. It really was. Very good show. Very good debate. But, you know, it's I really wish they would have got receiver 2 out the way with quality. Because I'm telling you, all of a sudden, trust me, common sense would just hit all these people in the head that can't think. It's a lot of people that can't think because of the massive need of receiver 2. They can't even think. They panicking. If you go watch people on Twitter, boss, don't get Booker because we need a receiver. They can't even talk without saying the damn word need. It ain't my fault. It's front office fault. Boss, that wouldn't be smart. That would be goofy because we need. I mean, yeah, they need. If they would have got the need out the way, everybody would already know. It would be common sense. And see, let me tell you how much common sense is not sitting with Cowboy Nation. We done lost all our common sense Because people out here literally saying, I don't want no damn offensive lineman. What has offensive lineman done for us? Are you serious, bro? Yeah, we don't need no damn offensive lineman. Boss, are you serious, bro? Yeah, I'm serious, boss. We don't need that. Do you realize pretty much all of them are Hall of Famers? Do you realize pretty much all of them are all pros? So you telling me you wouldn't be happy with another all pro? You wouldn't? The best return on team investment has always been since 2012, your offensive line. So if Dallas would just rent one in terms of receiver, then the common sense can hit these people in their head. Because right now they can't, they just, the need got them. We need, boss, we need. I get it. All right. So, but what's likely go happen? They likely go receiver. Now, this is why they should move down. Because I already showed you, first, the class is already, okay, let me say it like this. Why would it make sense to get a receiver valued like talent value in the 20s? Why would you get that at 12? Why would you do that? Let me say that again. Why would you get a receiver valued in the 20s at 12?
To me, the position I keep coming back to is wide receiver. This is a different wide receiver group than last year. There's no Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr. If Brian Thomas, who went in the 20s last,
where did he go?
Who went in the 20s last year? Thomas, who went in the 20s last year. If he were in this draft class, he would be the first receiver.
So why would you get receivers with talent value at the 20s? Why would you get them at 12? To me, this would be the perfect time to move down about 3 spots and take whichever one of these dudes left. Because guess what? Pretty much all of them go work. Abuka would work because he's your best head coach fit. Luther would work because he's your best dog. Matthew Golden would work because he's best between the 20s. So if the Cowboys, let me go look at the draft real quick. Let me go look at the draft order. And let's talk through it. Let me change that vibe. All right. All right. Y'all help me think through this, okay? Help me think. If you the Dallas Cowboys, let's think. Is Miami drafting a weapon?
Oh, hell no.
No. Unless Tyreek Hill is traded, they definitely not drafting a weapon. So that's a safe move down. What about the Colts? They could. They could. Atlanta, are they drafting a weapon?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Boss wants an all-pro line with an average running back. Woosa. All right. Okay. See, yeah, Angie, I'm gonna be honest, it's frustrating. It is. You know why? Because I'm presenting solutions that I didn't cause. Okay. The reason why you have so many needs is because your front office didn't do what they supposed to do. But then on top of that, a lot of y'all don't know y'all history. I said it over and over, and y'all still, even though I show you every week, some of y'all still don't know your whole I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna even go off. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna try to present facts, okay? Was this guy average? Yes or no? Was this guy average? Yes or no? His rookie year, he had 499 yards. His sophomore year, he had 357 yards. His third year, he had 1,157 yards. His fourth year, he had 614 yards. His fifth year, he had 707 yards. His seventh year, he had 379 yards. His eighth year, he had 534 yards. All of a sudden in 2015, a man that only started 10 games had 1,089 yards with only 10 starts. Why? Why? Why did this washed up, knock-kneed, old ass running back all of a sudden have the best year? Why? Angie, can you help him? Okay. My boy say, Colin McFadden averages and disingenuous. Let me say it again. His first year, he had 499 yards. Is that great? His second year, he had 357 yards. Is that great? His third year, good year. 13 starts in 13 games, 1,100 yards. So if anybody playing running back had a career like that, y'all would have wanted him out by year 7. But all of a sudden, you put this back behind Free, Zach Martin, Frederick, Lyle Collins, and T. Smith, and that man had 1,089 yards. So it looked like if you build a hellified offensive line, yeah, you pretty much can put anybody back there. You wait. McFadden was not average. You right. He was below average. He was not average. He was below average. And you put a below average, knock-kneed, old ass running back behind that offensive line. It just shows me, and I'm just being honest, a lot of our Cowboy fans do not understand nor value offensive line. They don't. You know how I really know? Because y'all booed him. You Cowboy fans, y'all booed T. Smith. Y'all booed Frederick. Y'all booed Zach Martin. And y'all booed Tyler Smith. So anyway, let me that's why I swear I wish that front office didn't sell us out. Let me go back to what I was saying though, because I was actually talking about moving down. Let me go back to that. So Miami likely not getting a weapon. The Colts could. Atlanta Falcons, they not getting a weapon. They weaponed up. Arizona likely not getting a weapon. Right? They just got Marvin Harris Jr. They got the best receiver last year in the draft. They not getting another one. The Bengals just paid. To Higgins and Chase. So that tells me, as I'm looking at this, that the Dallas Cowboys could easily move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Seattle, they might get a receiver. So I would say if the Dallas Cowboys want to be safe, they could easily move down and still likely get any one of the 3 receivers left. Let's say if Ted is gone, they could move down easily 5 or 6 spots. Am I tripping? Are y'all seeing it like I'm seeing it? And I don't even think Denver would, because they just paid Jerry Jeudy. Tampa could. So I'm thinking the Dallas Cowboys could say, Pittsburgh not. They definitely not. The Dallas Cowboys could, honestly, the more that I look at this, the Dallas Cowboys could move all the way down to 22. Or they could move. I wouldn't. Green Bay could absolutely get a receiver. So this is a good question. Somebody asked a good question. So let me just address this. This is a good question. He asks, what's wrong with the O-line? The O-line right now is serviceable. I think your center gonna be really good going into year 2. Your left guard is an all-pro. Your left tackle is gonna definitely take a jump. Your right tackle is one of the best run blockers in the league. Your right guard, according to 3 of the best content creator offensive linemen in the space, the OC, Lou, and Vach, I brought them all on. I asked every one of them, what's your opinion on Hoffman? All 3 of those guys said that Hoffman is a very good backup. So, if you want to have a completely dominant offensive line, especially if you want to bully teams up front, you could upgrade from Hoffman and put the most physical guy there to where you wouldn't have to look at offensive line for the next 7 years. You wouldn't even have to look at it for 7 years. Dak will be able to stand upright. Anybody that's concerned about injury proneness with Dak, how do you knock this? Especially if you rent the weapon. And I respect this. My boy said, I studied Booker. Great work ethic, but he still has not eliminated a lot of flaws. Could you tell me what flaws, please? Because the 3 best people in the space disagree with you. Vach loves Booker. The OC loves Booker. Lou loves Booker. And they can tell you why. Let me go back to what I was saying. So when I look at this weapon opportunity, this is what I see. And I'm being honest. And I'm almost finished. Now that I really looked at who's under us, the Dallas Cowboys look like they could easily collect a ton of quality picks if they move down. They can move all the way down to 20 safely. They can move all the way down to 22 safely. And if they move down to 22, now that I'm looking at it, they might lose Matthew Golden. I can see them losing Matthew Golden. They might even lose Ibuka. But I'm certain they could still get Luther Burton. And if they moved all the way down to like 22, especially if they move down to 20, hold on, let me go look at the value chart. Y'all give me 1 second. Listen. I need to look at the value chart. Give me a second. Yeah. I respect this super chat. I respect this. He said, the pushback against renting a weapon is that we know the front office has no plans to do so. It's either draft a weapon or get it at all. Yeah. And that's what's frustrating. I'm being honest. And I think you're right. I think we will be building a much better team. A much better team if we rented the weapon. And Keystone, I feel you. I feel you, bro. I feel you. We could easily move down to 20 and pick up some picks. Easily. And still get Jaden Higgins. I agree. Let me go to my boy Henny. Because see, my boy Henny, he blessed me. Hold on. Y'all give me 1 second. My boy Henny. Man, I'm telling y'all, clap it up for Henny, man. Henny be blessing, boy. Let me show my boy. Look. So, you brought up Higgins. Now, you hear a lot of people say, Tech don't drop nothing. Boy, that boy Henny will put holes in you. That boy Henny will put holes in you. Jaden Higgins has a much better drop rate than even Ted. Ted is at 7.7. Jay Higgins is at 2.4. And he's 6'4", runs a 4.4. And he had great production. Shout out to my boy Keystone with the Sleeper Files. So, if I'm looking at a weapon, and I want y'all to really hear me out on my logic, I already showed you Dan Bugler. See, y'all don't trust me. Y'all don't trust me. Because I've been telling y'all that this receiver class is not as good. I've been telling y'all that. But then maybe y'all trust Dan Bugler because he wrote The Beast. And he said exactly what I said. I said Tet would be in the 20s if it was last year. Or I said Tet would probably be a second rounder. Yeah. So if that's the case, move down. So let me y'all understanding what I'm saying? Y'all with me on that? Cause see, what I'm doing is I'm going through and evaluating these weapons. Cause I really did sleep on it. I slept on it. So I'm giving a fair valuation of the weapons. Why would you get a weapon at 12 that's really a 20? Move down. So this is the last thing I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna get off the show. Let's look at the NFL trade value chart. All right. So the Dallas Cowboys is at 12, which has an evaluation of 1,200. My boy say, but Higgins is a Brian type. That's actually, in my opinion, bro, that's the type we need. We need the Brian type. Hold on real quick. I like the Brian type. What was I saying about Dak friendly weapons? What was I saying about Dak friendly supersized weapons? What would they specialize in? My boy Rome in the house. What's up, Rome? Rome up in this mother. You hear me? What did I say Brian Thomas specialize in? OG! Hey man, let me show a picture of Rome real quick, bro. Let me show a picture of Rome, boy. My Rome big, boy. Y'all got Rome fucked up. Hold on real quick. Let me show y'all how big Rome is. Say, when we was creating DC Universe, and see, let me tell y'all, so some of you content creators, y'all be talking spicy, you gonna get your ass whooped. I'm telling you, y'all be talking shit to like my boy Big Game James. See, I'm telling y'all, some of y'all be talking too big, and I guarantee you can't back up that shit you talk. Look at my boy. Look at. See, I didn't even know this was gonna come up. You feel me, boy? Say, let me show y'all my boy Robe, bro. Robe. First time I seen Robe, I was like this. Bro. First time I saw, I said, damn, I ain't know my dog was that big, dog. Let me show you a picture of Robe, bro. That's Rome right there. God damn! Say, look. So listen. So if y'all want to know how big Rome is, that's me right there. So look, that's Rome chin. Look. Look, no, look. That's Rome chin, and that's my head. Look. Look. That's Rome chin. That's my head. Shit. Boy, you did some of y'all be talking spicy? Shh. Man, don't let say. Man, y'all better watch your mouth. Nah, nigga, you big. That's my dog. Real talk. Yeah. Hey, I'm 5'11" too. Yeah, I'm 5'11". So how you big? How big you think Rome is? Shit. Rome look like he our dad over that motherfucker. For real. Yeah. And but say, hold on now. He said, boss, you definitely DV. Nah, that don't mean I'm small. That don't mean I'm small, bro. Nah, my boy say it's the shoes. Nah, it ain't. You got some Air Force Ones on. Let's see, Ron talking about it's the damn shoes. It ain't no shoes. Look. Them Air Force Ones, them some regular ass shoes. Oh, I ain't even see this shit. I just saw something I first, look, this dude on his toes. Look. I just saw that, and he still ain't even close to Rome. Look at this. I just saw that. Damn. Let me see if I can make it big. Damn. Look, this dude is on his toes. Damn. See, me and Tuck, you can see me and Tuck the same height. See me and Tuck, we about Rome big in a bitch. Shit. Say, I'm telling you, my dog. I swear, when I first saw Rome, I did this. I said, damn. All right, let me get back to what I was saying, like, cause listen, cause this is the most important part. This is the most important part I'm finna do. This is the most important part of the whole presentation. So Dallas is at pick 1200, okay? Yeah, we just messing with you, Ro. So Dallas is at pick 1200. So remember, I was saying, according to me, looking at the teams under us and their needs. Let's say if we move down to 22, okay? So 1200 minus 780. That's 420. So now we know what the Dallas Cowboys could get for 420. I mean, what's the value of moving down? It's 420 points. Okay. What is that? That's a second rounder. Yes. Hell yeah. My boy Rome say, you trade back, gang? Hell yeah. If Tet gone, yes. If we lose Tet, Dallas should move down. And guess what they will pick up? Look, 420 is a second rounder. So, and guess what? 420 is also what? 2 third rounders. He said, but boss, your argument it really isn't about need, boss. It's about quality of the pick. Wide receiver is a bigger need, but Booker would be a better pick. Well, I say this, okay? If you move down, you still need to get a receiver. You do. Because a lot of teams gonna want to take these receivers. They gonna want to take, but I'm trying to show y'all the vision though. Can y'all see the vision? It's exactly wrong. Exactly wrong. See, my dog, he say, shit, that's another starter. Exactly. If you move that, if the Dallas Cowboys move down, they can still get a Luther Burden. They might even be able to get a Booker. They probably gonna miss Matthew. I'm being honest. They gonna probably miss him. But remember, a Booker is a Brian Schottenheimer fit because he's physical. So you can literally move down, get a number 2 receiver, and pick up another second rounder or 2 third rounders. That would make up everything you lost and better. So you lost a 4th rounder trading for Trey Lance. You lost a 4th rounder trading for Mingo. You would get 2 thirds back and get your number 2 receiver. Y'all wouldn't be cool with that? So, as I slept on this, it's pretty simple to me. And to be honest, I wouldn't be mad if we even passed on Ted. I wouldn't be mad. If we passed on Ted, that would mean to me that we would have to target Higgins. And Higgins has a better catch rate than some of y'all favorite Ted. Yep. But wrong, man. See, listen, man, boy, Rome be coming in cooking, boy. Look. Look at. Hold on real quick. What's nonsense, bro? You talking to me? Because I think this was very easy what I just went through. I don't think it was nothing complicated what I went through. I think it was very easy to understand the logic of what I did. I'm gonna repeat this one more time before I get out of here, because it's actually simple. I don't see how this is nonsense at all. If you're talking to me, you might not be talking to me. You might be talking to somebody else. All you gotta do is look at the teams under you and look and see. Oh, he said your arguments. Okay. Are you a Philly fan? Because I ain't finna go back and forth with no Philly fan. I'm trying to make sure I'm talking to a Cowboy fan, because a lot of times Philly fans that come in here, they be hating and shit, and then you be trying to reason to people that ain't gonna even reason with you anyway, right? But let me say it. Let me say it again. I'm gonna say it slow. I'm gonna say it real slow. Oh, I see what's going on. Oh, I see. You didn't listen. Or worse, you just put words in my mouth. Nah, don't shoot him. Mama say you want him gone. Say, man, listen, hold on, boys, you better watch it, boy.
Everybody around me shooters. Ain't no telling who was shooting.
Nah, don't shoot him. Don't shoot him. This gives me a chance to clarify. He's a Cowboy fan. Let me clarify. What's going on is because y'all think, and because you see me valuing physicality up front, y'all misunderstanding and thinking I don't value receiver 2 and recognize that that's our biggest need. So let me explain to you, brother. My shooters are ready. Don't shoot him. I'm just clarifying. I see y'all ready to shoot him. Don't shoot him.
Everybody around me shooters. Ain't no telling who was shooting.
So let me just clarify to him. Boss always recognized that wide receiver 2 is the biggest need. That's why I've always been saying, get Booker and rent the weapon. How many times have y'all heard me say that today? Those who've been paying attention. How many times have y'all heard me say rent? So basically, my plan is, and I would hope that the Dallas Cowboys would get the free agent wide receiver. So that means I value wide receiver 2. Number 2. Because some of y'all might be tunnel vision. Number 2. If you look, and I'm going to say this slow. Thank you. God damn. Angie, why don't they understand this, Angie? Angie, is this shit hard or something? Boss doesn't want to go in the draft starving. Why don't people fucking understand that? It's about getting the weapon out the way so y'all don't be feeling like we going into the draft with a need. Why don't people understand that? That is simple. All right. Boss doesn't want to go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's simple. He say, I like a Booker the best or Golden, so trade down, maybe get Booker with that extra second. Yeah, you could. Exactly, Randy. You could. That's a very strong possibility. Absolutely. So let me clarify, because I think G Cuddy, you missing it, dog. You missing me. Okay. I'm gonna address this because I think you probably just came in or some shit, bro. You just walked in. Because I already explained all this. He said, what makes you think Jerry gonna spend that money? Oh my God. Bro, my whole point at this point of the presentation is not even talking about Jerry doing that. My point is what to do if Ted is not there. If Ted is not there, I'm saying look at the teams under us. Which one of these teams are fully supplied with weapons? That lets you know how far you can move down. Because you have at least 3 quality receivers left if Ted is gone. And so you want to make sure you can move down and not miss out on these 3. So what we did is we looked at all the teams under us that's fully supplied with weapons so we can know how far we can move down. And so I looked at every team and said, which one of these teams are fully stocked at receiver? And by looking at this, it said we can safely move down to 22 and still likely get a quality weapon. So for all you people that want the receiver, I'm actually showing you, in my opinion, the best way to get your weapon and pick up picks. Yeah, I think so too, Ron. I think so too. I think he just coming in and be contrary. Yeah. Cause I know I'm being very clear on this, bro. And this is not a hard ass argument. This is easy. This is easy to understand. And I walked us through this line by line already. So some people just got this hard on against Booker. So even when I'm presenting a solution, they still want to fight. Have you ever had that, like with a female? If you ever, where even when you showing a solution, they so fucking mad that they still want to fight? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. What you want, baby? I kind of want a McDonald's, but now I want Burger King. It's Burger King right there. Let's go. You pissed me off, so let's just go home. That's some of y'all. That's some of y'all. I'm telling y'all how to get to Burger King. It's right there. I'm telling you how to get your weapon and get the picks safely. But because y'all been going back and forth with me on Booker, yeah, Angie, I know men do that. I know men like that, where they just petty as hell and they just can't stop fighting. All right. I appreciate the super chat. He said, bro, I respect your analysis, but I just agree with your premise. Bro, I don't know what premise you talking about that you disagree with, bro. So, but appreciate the money, bro. I really do appreciate the bread. I appreciate you blessing the channel. Whatever premise you disagree with, cool. Because at this point, the premises that I'm presenting is solutions. I'm presenting solutions now, my brother. I actually, with my solution, showed you how to get a second rounder and 2 third rounders. So I don't know how the fuck you would disagree with that. I don't. That's why I think Rome right about you, brother. I think you just being contrary. Because I don't see why anybody would be mad at me showing you how to get a quality weapon in the first and still be mad that I showed you how to get a second and 2/3. So anyway, listen, y'all. So, and I appreciate it. And Bernard, I really appreciate you, bro. You know why, Bernard? I know this is about you, bro. Every time Bernard come in here, he locked in, bro. He locked in. Cause see, Bernard, I remember Bernard. The first time I was breaking down the case on Booker, Bernard was against it. But Bernard came in here with an open mind. And I was breaking down the value, right? And Bernard listened. And I saw Bernard change. So Bernard just came into this presentation and he said, let me listen to Boss break down his thoughts on receiver that he slept on. Because I want to give y'all all my analysis in terms of Dak friendliness, a guy that can get you points. Somebody said that, hey, that's another Brian Thomas. And I showed you that Brian Thomas is a good thing because I told you those Dak friendly supersized weapons specialize in what? Points. How many touchdowns did Brian Thomas give you? 10. And he gave you yardage. So it's showing you, I'm trying to show you a way to get your weapon that you want and get you extra picks. And Bernard is showing he don't come in here to fight. He comes in here to listen. And if I'm wrong, or if he think I'm wrong, that's when he go fight. But he listened. And I don't see how anybody listened to this whole presentation and walked out not understanding the value in what I explained on these weapons. I fully explain and prove that these weapons are bottom of the 20 weapons. I proved it. A lot of y'all don't listen to me, but you should listen to the guy that wrote The Beast.
And last year, there's no Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr. If Brian Thomas, who went in the 20s last year, if he were in this draft class, he would be the first receiver drafted. So I clearly showed you that these weapons are truly what? These weapons, if you get these weapons in a 12, you thirsty. I'm just being honest with you. Why get a 20 weapon at 12? It don't make sense. Then my brother gave another super chat. He said, we won the same. Why would we be mad? When you move down the draft board, you have control. What's happened after that? How many other teams may jump ahead? Bro, that's why I showed you, bro. You gotta look at teams that's already stocked up with weapons. I'm gonna ask you again, because you paid for this. You paid $10. Let me ask you a question, and it should click when I say this. Does Miami need weapons? Does Miami need weapons?
Oh, hell no.
So that should tell you you can move down under them and not worry about them taking a weapon. Does Atlanta need weapons?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Does Arizona need weapons?
Oh, hell no.
Does Pittsburgh need weapon and they got 2 top weapons?
Oh, hell no.
That's how you know what's safe to move down, my brother. So I ain't worried about no team jumping me. I ain't worried about that. It's about saying, okay, if I move down, and I got 3 receivers that I love, that I know go be good number 2s, and I got 2 spots, it would take 2 teams to jump me, and I still got 3 receivers that I like. You say, can a team... Man, you got a super chat, bro. If you keep talking to me, you got the super chat, bro. You got the super chat, because I already explained all this, bro. I ain't gonna keep this presentation going because you don't understand, bro. Because I already explained it, bro. So it's the odds, bro. It's simple. It's the odds. If you got 4 receivers that you like, including Higgins, you can safely move down to 22. So even if it's a run, you go still end up with one of them that you go like, bro. That's the point. So anyway, so basically, Boss Cowboy slept on the receiver need, and sleeping and going through this. Listen, this is the deal. The way that I presented this is I presented options. I presented what I wish they would do. Ideally, I wish the Cowboys would listen to their head coach, because their head coach told you what he preferred.
What do you want your offensive identity to be?
He said, what do you want your identity to be?
Physical. Again, I talked a little bit in the opening press conference about, the marriage between the run game and the action passes. But, as a football team, as an offense, we want to be physical. My MO has always been to run the football. I really believe that the game, like I said, is up front. Led the league twice, the coordinator, proud of that. I think getting a guy like Clayton Adams really helps us as the coordinator. His knowledge, I've been tracking him for a couple years now. He's an incredible mind when it comes to not just the run game, but just how to attack defenses and how to get favorable leverage and things like that. But physical is the first thing that kind of jumps out at me.
So what I wish the Cowboys would have done is rented the receiver, because then that would allow clarity to the fans to go ahead and get behind their head coach and what he said he wanted his identity to be. Physical up front. That's what he said he wanted his identity to be. He said the game is up front. But you can't really think like that because of the massive need. And the Dallas Cowboys are showing through the 30 visits that they're not going to do that, because they brought in so many first round weapons. So they giving a clue of what they're going to do. So since they're going to do that, I'm looking at what makes the best sense on how to do that. And to me, if Tet is gone, and I don't think he's going to get by the Saints. I don't. I think Kellen Moore is going to get him. If Tet is gone, I would want the Dallas Cowboys to try to move down to 20 or 22, where they can get a valuation of about 420 points, which is a second round pick and 2 third picks. That will fully restock everything that they lost in Trey Lance and Mingo. That would allow you to also probably get your corner and your running back and your DT that you need. So when I slept on it, to me, that's the best option for the Cowboys and how to address the weapons. Hopefully this was clear. Hopefully, and I appreciate it. Even if you disagree with me, I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate the back and forth. But mainly, I want us to be open and logical. Likely, I'm going to come back too. I'm going to do another show tomorrow. That show will be very interesting. Because I'm seeing positive Pampers. So I want to talk about that. It's a lot of positive pampers going on. It's a lot of selling optimism. And I'm going to tell y'all, it's based on greed. And I'm going to talk about that. Appreciate another super chat, Big Dog. He said, good debate. I see what you're saying. Quick question. For the wide receiver 2, do you value opposite CD or just a big wide receiver? I would prefer Cuddy. I would prefer, Big Dog, a supersized weapon. I've been trying to get that for 6 years, bro. Because to me, in my opinion, we need a guy that specializes in points. So if you walked in doing the halfway point, I talked about that at the beginning. Because I said in the beginning, I feel like Ted is not your best receiver, but I feel like he is what we need. Because if we got Matthew Golden, even though he's a speed guy, the way that I broke him down is he's the type of guy that's going to be best between the 20s. I want a guy like Brian Thomas that's going to be best in the red zone. That's why you saw Brian Thomas with 10 touchdowns. And I feel like we already got a guy that's good between the 20s, and that's CeeDee Lamb. I'm honestly, and I'm just being honest, I'm sick of Dak having to throw at Smurfs. I'm just being honest. I'm sick of fast, small guys. I want Dak to finally get a guy to where he don't have to be perfect, where he can just throw it in the vicinity. And I want a guy like Ted that's like a Dez, that has body control. You know what I mean? A guy that's going to pull it off your head. You know what I mean? A guy that you can just throw it up to and he'll get it. Is he probably as good as Matt? No. But is he able to do things Matt can't do? Absolutely. So I've been wanting that supersized weapon for 6 years. I wrote articles on it. I did videos on it. I talked about it every year. And even if we didn't, I talked about we could even rent one. Keenan Allen would be renting the supersized weapon. People that saying he washed, it's not true. Somebody that got 3 yards of separation is not washed. Go look at the average separation and you'll see his average separation was actually equal to Chase. And exactly, Paul, somebody that will post you up. That's what I want opposite of CeeDee Lamb. So I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy on a Friday. I'm going to be back. And we gonna keep talking football, man, getting prepared for the draft. Y'all also get ready because we gonna be coming back with DC Universe. And DC Universe gonna be doing day 1, day 2, day 3 of the draft. It's gonna be a super team of content creators. And we gonna be all the way engaged from top to bottom. We gonna also have Mr. Sleeperfowl himself. Somebody that's a specialist in day 2 and day 3. We gonna have so many quality content creators, you gonna lose your head. Your head go spin. We putting in a lot of work. And it's not gonna be just graphics and production. Most of all, it's gonna be knowledge of what's going on. It's gonna be real time, first class. And I promise you that. It's Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter. I'm out. Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
If you want that receiver, say yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Come on.
Another one.
got one more super chat. I want to make sure I read it. He said, I'm all for Booker. Hands down, just get an extra trade down and get the receiver. Love it. He said 2. Getting rid of Diddy Push of Philadelphia team. Love it. Appreciate the super chat, big dog. Hey, I'm really out this time, man. Y'all take it easy.